let me be very clear here, and I know what I'm saying is a terrible thing to say, but I'm going to say it. I hate Joy Behar. I know you're not supposed to say hate. I'm going to say it. I hate her. I hate her. I despise her. I hate every single thing about her. I hate her looks, her sound, her affect, her thoughts, her style, her DNA, her breath, her oxygen. I hate her viscera. I hate her ability to produce ATP through mitochondrial cellular energy. I don't care what it is. Every aspect of her, everything you can imagine about her, I despise, I abhor, I detest to the cellular, granular, atomic level. Everything about her, everything she says, utters, stands for, everything I despise. Do I make myself clear? Am I clear? Do I have I left anything out? I despise Joy Behar. She is an imbecile. That's probably the worst. Stupid people. Look, sometimes we kind of pity stupid people. Sometimes we work with them. We give them sometimes special buses and training and remedial education. We buy them helmets. We do a lot of things to accommodate the profoundly idiotic, dumb, or for whatever worth people who are just unable to fit in for reasons that are not their own. I think it's the as you would say, the Christian thing to do, and I'm all for that. Except when it comes to Joy Behar. I despise Joy Behar. I don't think you understand yet. I don't think you really understand fully. I absolutely detest every aspect of my being. Well, here's the good news. I'm hearing that George, or maybe Joyless Behar, Joyless Reed. Isn't it funny how the word joy, the ultimate, the irony of this. Anyway, Joy Behar, that cackling harridan, that termagant, that virago, that intellectual meretrix. The cackling hen, the grimalkin, the malkin, the shrew, anyway, of the daytime drivel set, The View. I'm hearing maybe finally getting the boot once and for all. And we have, of course, Donald Trump to thank. That's what I say. After launching into these unhinged, nasty, ridiculous, unbelievably discombobulated tirades against Trump, ABC insiders say that her planned 2026 retirement is being accelerated faster than you can imagine. Why? Because of her incessant Trump bashings. And it backfired spectacularly, triggering scenes, behind the scenes, chaos, emergency meeting, emergency replacement, the same thing they were doing. And by the way, while we're at it, Colbert's out too. He ain't going to make it. They are done. They are through. She called him dumb. She called him irrelevant. She called, you name it. And guess who's still the president and who's not? And guess right now, guess who is critical in making critical deals happen across the spectrum, to use that word interestingly, of entertainment and the like. And I'm reading also that Donald Trump is basically still not a big fan, as you can imagine. And her final, this may have been it. This may have been it. Her final, I don't want to go into what fuels her, and I don't want it to be where we're arguing that it's because she's a woman. No, she's just unhinged. Colbert, though, if you've ever seen Colbert dance, I'm not so sure. I'm just saying. This is not about women. I don't want to get into women. She's an old woman. No. Just listen to what she's saying, okay? Forget what she looks like. Listen, for somebody who's 98 years old, I think she looks pretty damn good. But that's a different story. Goes to show you what spackle makeup and a lot of injections will do. But that notwithstanding, you are seeing the end. Look at Media Matters I'm going to be talking about. Look at what's happening with Colbert. It's done. It's finished. Listen to me. Are you listening? Okay. Trump, yes. Trump is a catalyst, to be sure. But every now and then, and if you've listened to me, and I ask you to subscribe, you have to know when things are over. People in the biz, in entertainment, are always looking to what trends. By the way, not just entertainment, but the restaurant business, music. You always see what's in and what's out. What's in and what's out. What works, what doesn't work. Sometimes things just end. There is a there's a documentary on Ed Sullivan. It's called Sunday Night or Mr. Sunday Night. Anyway, it's on Netflix. It is one of the greatest stories ever about how big Ed Sullivan was. Ed Sullivan gave you Elvis and the Beatles in what he was it. And then, as you will learn in ballistic physics, in pendulum experiments, momentum and the like, the trajectory was lost. Things change. Things change. Now remember, listen to what I'm saying. Listen to Uncle Lenny here, as they call me sometimes. Ending and transition are two different things. Let me give you an example. My beloved wife has been in the entertainment business her whole life and knows Broadway inside and out. Broadway live performance will never go away. It may lose sometimes numbers. It may do it. It may not work in every city. Des Moines may not be the same as New York, but still, it's not going away. Film, movies, whatever, are not going away. It may change form. It may change to a small theater, to telephones, to iPads, but it's not going away. The medium changes. The direction changes. Food will never go away. Restaurants will never go away. The means of production, is it going to be more DoorDash and Grubhub, or will it be in dining? Will drive-in theaters come back? I don't know. Know the difference between things that go away. Vaudeville didn't go away. Let me strike that. Vaudeville, I like to contradict myself. Vaudeville went away, but performance didn't. Disco may have gone away, but music didn't. Radio, this is interesting. Radio, that's the most fascinating. Radio, as we know it, in certain forms of historic AM stick radio, may be going away in terms of antennae, but it's going to be replaced with apps. It's going to be different things. It might blend or merge into podcasting. Spoken word and news, radio music's not going away. Spotify, the greatest thing ever in my life. Two things that I think are more important than gene mapping and landing on the moon, if not happening. Spotify and GPS. GPS for cars, greatest thing in the world. Can't even begin to, dear God. Travel increased because of this. I don't know about you, but in the old days, it's like, I don't know if we can go there. Why? I don't know the back roads of West Virginia. No problem. Enter GPS. So things get better. Things are accentuated sometimes through application of various extensions of the human form, applications and the like. Radio's not going away. By the way, radio is AM radio by virtue especially of WABC, as I am single-handedly resurrecting. I say this in part jest, but a resurrection of classic, real radio personalities and not Rush Limbaugh wannabes. I'm sorry. Excuse me. It's not going away, but it's being transformed. Remember this. Comedy, stand-up comedy, is never going to go away. But what it is, it's performance art. It might be something different. You're going to see what Joe Rogan has done. Joe Rogan did something which is so critical to resurrect, to inject a version of the way things are now. You're not going to see William F. Buckley again. You're not going to see Johnny Carson per se. You're not going to be seeing a lot of things in classic, maybe entertainment variety shows. But you're not going to get away from this. So what I'm trying to tell you is that ABC, NBC, whatever, Joy Behar, discussion, political discussion, the original View that Barbara Walters did was great. I used to watch that every single day. I actually learned. And remember when Dick Clark tried that thing with men? Oh my God, it was ridiculous. Didn't work. But Barbara Walters had it was really good. It delivered what they said it would deliver. It was really good. It was, I'm telling you, it was something worth watching. And then, as you know, something happens. Something happens. Oh, by the way, one last word. The other day on my car, it's a Yugo. It's a stretch. But the electronics, that's right, I had electronics. It was acting weird. It was acting strange. I couldn't get this, I couldn't get that. So what do? Defaulted to factory settings. And it all worked great. Sometimes when you keep adding things, sometimes you're putting this, you put Fahrenheit to centigrade, miles per hour to this. Somehow the mission gets lost. And somehow the electronics and the whole purpose has to be reconfigured to go back to what it originally was. And that's what we're doing, going back to what it originally was. We are seeing in this country a return to church, Sunday schools, dating. My next thing is going to be predict kids are going to learn manual transmission, stuff that just we're going to be defaulting to factory settings, not reinventing everything. Sometimes there's going to be things like you watch. You're going to see, and you're kind of seeing it, but you're going to see around school, around restaurants and the like, a return to things like meatloaf, chicken a la king. I don't even know what the hell that is. But remember when you had Swanson frozen? It was these basics. It's not that you're rejecting new, but you're just basically resetting factory settings. And what happened was you had these chances for women to come together, really smart women. You could have, do you want to have a Latino woman? Do you want to have a black woman? Do you want to have a gay woman? You notice how none of these people had trans women on. Never. They were all talk. Did you ever see a trans woman or man or whatever it is? I get confused. Is it a man who's a woman or a man? Anyway, did you ever see any on TV? Nope. Did you ever see a trans woman on sports? Nope. They were all talk. Because they realized that ain't going to work. Oh, they want them to be in your kids' school and to teach your kids, but on their beloved TV station and local news, which is another story, that thing is just gone. Default to factory settings. I'm telling you, you're missing the point. So they could have done this. If I would have done it, I would say, yeah, but first, what do we have here? Well, do we have a black woman? Huh? We have a black woman? No, we have a black woman. Do you have first of all, a woman who is smart, entertaining, that people like? Yeah. Remember that? Or do we have somebody who's mean? I don't care who they are. Give me a smart woman, and if she's black, great. If she's gay, great. If she's trans, great. I don't care. First and foremost, we default to factory settings. If they're smart, she will always know how to adapt. The smart person, the person who is not focused and not directed by ideology, will always know as an entertainer how to adapt, how to pull it in, how to hit the accelerator, pump the brakes, knows what to do. If you're completely and totally stuck on ideology, it's not going to work. It's not going to work because you're going to have these people who are just pushing this thing. I'm the black woman. I'm the angry black woman. I'm a Latina. Because have you noticed people, they all they wait is, they just wait to say something that has a Spanish name to it to remind you. Because many of my friends in Marabaricarawa, they just cannot wait to remind you because their whole thing is they are the token, representative, performative black or Asian, whatever it is. No, you have smart. And if their name is Wong or Fernandez or Garcia or Jefferson, it doesn't matter. Smart, and likable. But that's not what they did. They went all to ideology, all feeling. And Joy Behar was this idea. And let me tell you something. Let me give you a clue about something. To Enjoy's defense, let me tell you what I know to be true. And this is a little bit of an analogy here. I like dogs. I like them. And I think sometimes we forget that dogs are dogs. There are these kind of weird feral things that have been kind of bred. See, cats are so pure. You don't really breed. The cat that you see on the street is not some designer CRISPR doodle or whatever these names are. That's a cat. It's a American Shorthair Tabby meets Siamese, maybe. That's about it. You don't get, they are as pure as they're just genetics. That's just, you don't get designer cats. Maybe, but believe me. Now, dogs, they don't know what they are anymore. They really don't. My wife and I were in an elevator, and I look and said, what is that thing? I said, it's a Maltese. I said, what is that? I said, this didn't exist in nature. This, first of all, this thing in nature, a Maltese, how long do you think that would have lasted? Look, that's a derivative of the gray wolf? I don't think so. See, this is when man tries to when man interrupts. You got to default to factory settings. So what happens is, you got somebody like Joy Behar, who kind of like, she was a comedian. She's a comedian like I'm a center for the NBA. Okay? I can be a center for the NBA because I have hands and I have feet and I can move. And I know what a ball is. That's it. That's it. If I were to compete against anybody, I will fail. But technically speaking, I could be an NBA center. I wouldn't last long, but technically speaking, Joy Behar, technically speaking, she speaks a form of English, and she fancies herself as, she, by the way, I remember she was on WABC years ago, and she was a disaster. She was a lot of other folks who came along, and they thought, hey, I'm gonna introduce myself, because I'm a funny comedian, like Gilbert Gottfried, and that's another story. They may be okay with a set, something that they stick with and to, but they're not going to be worth a damn when it comes to the real stuff. In any event. So Joy Behar came along, and for whatever it's worth, maybe she was quirky, she was whatever, and in her defense, ABC said, you know what, this is working. Let's get the Sonny Hostin, and then the next thing you know, as is usual, they started pushing and making this new kind of a breed, so to speak. The Maltese, with all due, I'm nothing against Maltese, but this thing that doesn't exist in nature, this brash anti-Trump, and it worked. My good friend Anthony Cumia, when he was with that other guy, he was told, push it. That's it. That's the numbers. Yeah. Shock. Push it. He was really in his realm. He's very smart. He can do it too. Howard Stern, he was never a shock jock. He was. That's the biggest con. That's another story. But anyway, now one day somebody said, because hey, we're not making the money we used to, or times have changed. All of a sudden they said, that's it. You're fired. You're fired. Yeah, you're suspended. That's what they do. It reminds me of the dogs. These poor pit bulls. Pit bulls are the most beautiful things in the world. Pit bulls are not born bad. They're not. Some may have some traits, but they got this. But the point is, they were bred to do this. Yeah. Aggression. Bred. And the next thing you know, one dog bites somebody and they kill it. When if you look at the bite frequency, believe it or not, golden retrievers bite more people than anybody, but they look cute. Don't get me started on that. By the way, that's the fourth don't get me started. So keep track of the don't get me started, because that means I'm going to be talking about that next. So this is Joy Behar. So she's a moron. She's a jadrul. She's a nobody. She's some loudmouth. I don't know what she is. Some yenta shrew cur, this harpy. And they liked it. And Whoopi Goldberg, Whoopi Goldberg was now that she's this disgusting, flatulent thing that just sits there, this blob, who decided one day she's going to take nautical rope and suture it into her head as some facsimile, some simulacrum for hair, as she sits with these muumuus and these caftans, saying nothing, hearkening back, referring to her she's an EGOT. She's nothing now. And then these others, remember when Elizabeth Hasselbeck, or Hasselblatt, remember, she was great. And then and I'll tell you the one who got it, this is a perfect example. A woman who, believe it or not, in some respect, Rosie O'Donnell was pretty dog. She was talking about Building 7. To her credit, she was pretty doggone good. But she first showed the let the anger part out. Let the anger part out. We're seeing it with Candace Owens, Anna Kasparian, a lot of other people. Anger motivates them. And when that happens, you lose control. The really effective ones and the ones who last the longest, who never get angry. They never lose it. Mike Tyson, every professional fighter ever, whether it's MMA, whatever, when you are angry, you lose. You're a professional. Your idea is to go in, do your thing, and not lose it. But when you are basically of two things. First of all, you are emotionally and intellectually bereft of any kind of sensibility or stability, number one. Number two, you're being paid to act like a damn fool, like the village idiot. And number three, when the rules have changed and nobody tells you, you're stuck. So Joy Behar ended up, they push, and people liked it. The same way, by the way, they're acting with Candace Owens. Hey, Aunt Candace, that's great. Keep it up. We love it. Good, Candace. Good. Good, Anthony Cumia. Good. Keep pushing it. We'll be there for you. Oh, no, we're not letting you go. No, Alex Jones, don't worry. You keep pushing it. Keep pushing it. And then one day when somebody says, that's it, we're done, we say, well, there you go. And they move to somebody else. Nobody rallies for you. Nobody's going to picket to demand the return of Joy Behar. She was hoisted by her own retard. Pardon that terrible pun. But that's exactly what's going on. And it's bound to happen. Look at Media Matters. I'll be talking about that right now. This is a lesson people in the business have to understand, have to grasp, have to understand. That you must understand this. In the business, this is show business. Don't think for a moment you can keep doing this stuff. So anyway, Joy Behar is done. She's through. She's finished. She's Elvis. She's toast. And I'm thinking, great. Because I personally, I don't know if you've noticed or not, I despise her. I hate her. But I also hate the people like her, people I've met in my life, who were they have been so infected. And by the way, TDS is not originated. It was a new symptom. Put it this way: there were autoimmune diseases and immune disease, but AIDS just was the granddaddy of them all. So they've always been crazy people, but TDS is the AIDS of demented. And by the way, there are right folks, people on the right, people who are pro-Trump, who have, I don't know, there's Israel derangement syndrome, there's Elon derangement syndrome, there are certain triggers, but nothing like Trump. Nothing. So my friends, do me a favor. What do you think about what I'm saying? Am I right? Am I wrong? Tell me. I want to hear. I love your comments, your writings. Please comment. Put them all in. Make sure you note them accordingly. And whatever you do, I beg, beseech, importune, and implore you to like the video. We need that. That puts us into the HOV of celebratory metrics and the like. Subscribe. 85% of the people who watch this don't subscribe. And whatever you do, I ask you always to comment as you see fit.